Hi, Roll Mommy. I'm Dara Torres, and this is my new book, Gold Medal Fitness, a great 5-week workout plan to help you guys get into shape.
Thrilling to meet you because I did read your first book and I read about how you reinvented. You really came back. You had your career early on and then did it again, and stretching played a big role in that. Mm-hmm. And so tell me about that and how obviously that led to this.
Well, I knew if I was going to do something special in the pool that I had to have special people working with me, and I hired a great strength and conditioning coach who helped me do innovative things in the weight room, which wasn't all about heavy lifting, because heavy lifting doesn't always equate to being the strongest in the pool. It's more about being efficient in the weight room. And I also needed someone to help me with stretching because I knew it was important. I knew it was good to do before and after training, but more importantly, I needed to do it for recovery, which was a big word in my training, being a little bit older and trying to do what I wanted to do. So I met up with 2 stretchers named Ann and Steve, and they have a method called Kihara stretching, which brings energy to the core, and it's basically resistance stretching. And it's just awesome because I do it especially after I train, and it feels like it just gets all the tension and lactic acid out of my body.
Mm-hmm. And what I love is that I have a hard time with yoga. I can't, my mind can't leave to another planet or whatever. Right. So this I like because it's sort of somewhere in between.
Yeah, it is. It's the great thing about it is you're not just stretching, because if you just stretch and you don't add any resistance in it, you're not getting the best possible stretch that you can get. And so the resistance really helps. And the other thing is, with this type of stretching, you're not just stretching one muscle, you're stretching a lot of different muscles at once. And that's very important because what I do as far as swimming goes, you're not just using your arm to swim, you're using a lot of different muscles at once. So I wanted to do something that would equate to what I was doing in the pool.
Mm-hmm. And how old is your daughter now?
My daughter is 4. Tessa's 4 years old now.
And so what is she getting into in terms of, do you see that spark of the athlete in her already?
Well, when she was about 2.5, 3 years old, she was already racing me into the kitchen saying she had to be first. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I asked my mom, I said, did I do that at that age? She's like, no. And I'm like, oh, great. She's like double what I am. So, and I'm very competitive. So I think it's something that's just kind of from within, but I have her in a bunch of different sports. At one point she was in 5 sports, now she's in 4. She's in tennis, swimming, gymnastics, and dance. And she tends to sort of lean towards the girly stuff with the tutus and everything like that, which is very different for me because I'm a tomboy. But I have her doing that stuff because I didn't want her coming home and just sitting in front of a TV set and watching TV. And I figured she can go and do something for about an hour after school. That's much better for her. So, and she really enjoys it. She hangs out with her friends and she learns about structured sports.
Mm-hmm. And in terms of, obviously, as she gets older, I mean, the amount of hours that goes into it to mm-hmm. become that. Do you think that, as now, knowing now what you've been through, would you want your daughter to pursue that if she wanted it?
My daughter can pursue whatever she wants to pursue. I'll be behind her. I don't think I'll still be swimming to the point where you'll see her on the stands together getting ready for a race. But I'll support whatever she decides to do. I mean, I'm very lucky that I had parents that guided me and didn't push me in what I was doing.
That's great. And the last thing is, especially for women, moms who kind of have forgotten about themselves as they're raising kids, what is your advice about still doing what you love? How do you strike that balance, or how do you really focus on your passion?
I really look to working parents as role models for me to try to figure out how to find a balance with doing what I love and also being a great parent to my daughter. But you also have to realize that you have to have a life too, and you have to be able to do some stuff for yourself. And I think that makes you more of a sane parent when you do that. So when I go out there and I'm like, okay, I got the sitter, I'm going to go work out or do my thing, you feel a little guilty leaving your daughter, but you're doing it for you. And I want her, when she grows up, to realize that she should be able to do that too.